to somehow bring as much joy to as much people as I can. Jamaica has one of the most extensive breakfast menus in the world, from ackee saltfish, ackee and
Saltfish, yeah.
corn pork. Yeah, you talk about Bounty Killer and being one or two of Jamaica's biggest poets.
Wha Gwaan Munchy.
Miss Munchy, what we tell him?
I hear me, Miss Munchy.
Keeping it locked with Munchy.
Miss Munchy.
Are you run the thing, so watch out now.
You know me, I say Munchy.
Munchy. Yell up, Munchy.
Wha Gwaan Munchy.
Wha Gwaan Munchy family, welcome to another episode. As you can see, I'm well Christmassy because I have a very special guest on this episode. I can say warm welcome to Shaggy. How you doing, sir?
Much love and respect, man. Is that the Christmas tree? Is that the Christmas tree behind it, though?
Well, that is a palm tree, but it's with a one love. As you can see, everything set.
One little Christmas ball. All right, I hear
exactly
you.
one little, and it says "One Love Jamaica." That is for you, because you have a very special album out since November 20th, which is called Christmas in the Islands. How does one in a challenging, interesting, also tragic in some ways year come up with such a, let's say, joyous, a holiday themed album?
I think that was the goal, really, to make just feel good music. I think everything that I'm doing now is really focused on feel good music, to be honest with you, because I just think that we need it. So, I mean, if you listen to my Hot Shot 2020 album that I put out earlier this year, too, it's all about feel good. It had songs on there, like Buckingham Palace or, Electric Avenue or any of these other songs are, songs with me and Sting that were just uplifting and feel good. Obviously it had a lot of songs from Hot Shot because it was Hot Shot 2020, but everything was in a feel good mood. So in doing the Christmas album, Christmas is a time of feeling good, and the pandemic has been so rough. I was, determined to not let the COVID situation dampen our holiday spirits, and so it was a definite focus on doing that, and it was deliberate.
We are happy that we have something to lift us up, and it's not just a Christmas album alone because it says Christmas in the Islands. So what is typical about the season in Jamaica?
We've been taught over the years from I was small, we've always been, every Christmas you hear from Nat King Cole to Bing Crosby to even recently Mariah Carey, all these wonderful Christmas carols. And none of it really, and even Christmas specials that you've been watching on television, even, none of it really represented us, and as Caribbean people, because we don't have snow and sleigh bells and fireplace and all of them things. So the Christmas that I've always known from a child is Grand Market and food and sorrel, and you do have the Christmas tree and you do have Santa Claus and all of those other things from the colonial days that come from British culture. But we put our own little twist on it, and that's what I was trying to do. I noticed that Christmas parties during when I was young, through most of Christmas, to be honest with you, everything was about the party, family and friends. And at these Christmas parties, you had dancehall and reggae music played as party music. So all I did was a bunch of party songs with Christmas themes because it represented us.
Yeah, man, definitely. We will talk about Christmas in the Islands a bit more, about the music, about the guests that are featured on it as well. Check out the album. It is out already since November 20th. And if you want to check out more new reggae releases, you can do so because, for example, Dubbing just released an acoustic live album to give it the live vibes even in the COVID times, At the same time, Tessellated, one of my favorite artists of the year, he dropped his first EP called Tropics Volume 1. And so did Jerome, who presented his first project, Rising, also including the single Cool It Down.
Baby, when you want go, just name the place. Once you say the word, say there we are go reach. whether it be resorts or white sandy beach. Baby, take my hand. She says she no want hear no big fancy speech. She want a real man fi come love her genuinely. So me tell her, baby girl, yes that is me. Then she said okay, but right now make way. Cool it down, cool it. Cool it down, cool it. Cool it down, cool it. Make we just rock and go and groove to the music.
Yes, all the releases I just mentioned, you can also vote for them as your favorite album of the year in the Reggaeville Album of the Year poll. Just go on reggaeville.com and vote for them. And speaking of albums, I mentioned already Christmas in the Islands. As we are approaching Christmas in just a few days from now, of course, we have to talk about this new record by Shaggy that is out. We already spoke about the music a little bit, but even if you out there think, oh, I'm not a Christmassy type of person, but if you are a music lover of Jamaican music, this is definitely your record too. Because, for example, it includes also calypso vibes and it includes dancehall vibes. Shaggy, tell me a bit about the sound of this record. Songs like Ragamuffin Christmas, for example, if it wasn't for the lyrics in particular, this could have just be any dancehall banger that plays in the dance like throughout the entire year, right?
Absolutely, and that was the intention. Like I said, if it comes down to Christmas time, these parties were back to back. We had, the day party, the night party, the beach party, the white party, whatever it is, So we wanted to still have that dancehall banger, that music that I would love, but just with a Christmas theme. With Ragamuffin Christmas, it's a special song. But at the end of the day, you had somebody like a Junior Reid who's a Rastafarian, but he must sing a Christmas song, you know what I mean? But he's an artist first and love the project and love what I had written and brought it to life, and Bounty Killer is not. Well, he's not new to Christmas songs. The last Christmas song I heard him was "Boy Run Come Coming on my Magnum Boy." So he's not doing just a little calm on this one. But these guys are poets. You talk about Bounty Killer and being one or two of Jamaica's biggest poets, most amazing poets, because they tell the story of Ragamuffin Christmas. Not so that you can hear it, not only that you could hear it, but you could also feel it. You know what I mean? And he brings you into the story when you're listening to the song. I was like, wow, you know what I mean? I talk about, fireworks, a waterfront, things like that really resonate with me as a youth, And the video was great with this kind of a Robin Hood kind of a character, in it and everything. So I'm very proud of it. I think the album takes you to a roller coaster ride of different songs and feelings and melodies, and they're all very, for the most part, very danceable. And you're right. Most of them could be just any regular throughout the year dancehall songs, and we just put Christmas themes to them and create a vibe around them.
Yeah, man. It definitely, also people should check out the video as well because it has a wonderful story, wonderful pictures as well. We mentioned two of the featured guests with Bounty Killer and Junior Reid, but the list of feature artists is humongous. Like we have people from Neo to Bounty Killer, we have Just Stone, and we have Shensia, and basically anybody in between, probably. How you always feature a lot of artists. What was the biggest maybe surprise for you to join on this one, or the biggest joy to welcome on this project?
Well, to be honest with you, I have a track record. If you check my track record, I have a track record of basically featuring a lot of local and sometimes unknown artists on most of my things. I mean, It Wasn't Me with a little unknown artist by the name of Rick Rock. I did Angel with a then unknown artist by the name of Raven.
Yeah.
Recently I did Mohambi and Fady on I Need Your Love, which was a top 5 record in America with 2 unknown artists. And now, of course, this year we did Banana with another unknown artist by the name of Conqueror. So I always feature, the other day we did Money Up with Noah Power, and I continue to do that. And because I realize that I have a platform that we've built over 30 years, and we're probably one of the biggest streaming artists. I try to use the platform to enhance as much Jamaican artists as possible, and these are guys that are my peers that are master at their crafts, and I just invite them into it, and they were kind enough to come and lend me their talents and be a part of this project. And people like Neo and Josh Stones are just relationships, they're friendships that I have. It's not even a collab like a collab. These are people that I know and talk to on a regular basis and are familiar with Jamaica. I just asked them to come on board and really collaborate with somebody like a Ding Dong. Neo has never really met, but was a part of it. And well, met on set when we were shooting the video. But he loved Jamaica, loved the culture, and was a part of the whole thing. So yeah.
Yeah, as I said, we're just a few days away from Christmas right now. We have the soundtrack already because you gave it to us. How are you going to spend Christmas? How are the holidays being celebrated at the Burrell's house?
We normally sometimes we do it at our house. Sometimes we have like a Christmas party. Normally we do a big New Year's party. Sometimes I just sit in my living room and open presents with all the kids them, and we'll do like a brunch, a massive brunch, because Jamaica has one of the most extensive breakfast menus in the world. From ackee, saltfish, ackee and corn pork, to liver, to kidney, to stew chicken, to you name it, sprat. So normally like a massive brunch, and I'll invite some people like my band members and their families, and just create like a whole vibe. But I think this year we're probably out in the country. My wife is probably going to be at a villa right on the beach normally, and we did that last year. We'll probably end up doing it this year again.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Yeah. You mentioned
already
all the food. Where the first thing that came to my mind for Christmas was sorrel and ginger when it comes to Jamaica and the holidays. From all the things that you mentioned already, what is a culinary must for you on Christmas? What is the one thing that can't be missing?
Potato pudding.
Oh yes, that is very nice. Are you going to?
Well, I guess potato pudding isn't really a Christmas thing. It's really around the year, but it's normally served at Christmas too at the same time. And I normally like to, it's a thing for me. I always, my grandmother always did bake it and send it, come give it down in a big pot. So
nice. So who is gonna make it this year? Are you going to chef up stuff?
No, I did enough chefing up for the year because I was in quarantine and started getting into a lot of cooking and starting it out, and I was doing, I used to cook a lot, and then obviously, got too busy for it, and this year I had so much time on my hand that I ended up. This year was mainly cook and music, cook and write, and cook and produce. That was it, no touring, nothing like that. But I think this time around, I don't know. I've been away for a bit and doing a lot of things in promoting this album, and I'll probably get back home. Wherever my wife gets it from, I'm sure, but it should be there.
Okay, all right. So you are well taken care of by anybody who is going to be in the kitchen for you. Reggaeville family, if you are in the Christmas mood now, with Shaggy's album, you can also go on Spotify and check Reggaeville, because we put together a Christmas playlist with only strictly reggae and dancehall Christmas music. Of course, it includes tracks from Shaggy's album, but also like tunes from Dean Fraser's Naya Bingy Christmas or Yellow Christmas by Yellowman. And if you are saying that, oh God, it's all a bit too much for me now with this Christmas thing, we also have a weed and ganja playlist for you, which also includes Vanessa Bongo's Ganja Farmer.
Hold me tight and never let go. Split hot, them think is a joke. You come from the past, everybody take a talk. Your past judgment, we pass split for low. No self-righteous enter as iron. Pass your remark, but we sharp like iron. Sticks and stone coulda break my bone, but the word of your mouth can determine the action. Change my occupation and turn a ganja farmer. What a beautiful crop, yeah. Pass the fire, we light it. Cause we getting marijuana in the morning. Take a draw now, Babylon falling. Draw right now. Every night, every day right now.
We are approaching the holidays. We have the perfect soundtrack for it thanks to Shaggy Christmas in the Islands. And after that, we'll go straight to New Year's Eve. So Shaggy, do you have a New Year's resolution for 2021?
I have a lot of things planned for 2021, a lot of things that I was going to do in 2020 that I didn't get to do, that I have to move around to 2021, and hopefully we can get it done. Any New Year's resolution is to somehow bring as much joy to as much people as I can.
Well, that's an amazing resolution.
Yeah, it's trying my very best to bring as much joy to people. In any capacity. It doesn't have to be just music. It just has to be in life within itself. And I think, especially after a year like 2020, where it has been such, so dismal and really, really tough. I love to be in a position to bring joy, to make just people smile and smile myself, and just really enjoy. Life is short, so we have to really just kind of put ourselves in those positions. And sometimes we get caught up into our jobs and into our different projects and all of that. I put that a song on my Wha Gwaan album. That's how I work hard to make a living. So focused on making a living, sometimes we forget how to live.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So living is pretty important.
True. So, well, I wish you amazing holidays.
Thank you.
Joyous
Likewise,
days. Thank you so much. And then let's hope for the best for 2021. But either way, we can definitely look out for some new music and a lot of surprises coming from Shaggy. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us, and all the very best for the holidays.
Much love and respect.
Wha Gwaan Munchy.